Morning, everybody. So yesterday was one of those days. I was playing with Field Minotaur in his Summers, Jack Waffle in his Z52, and I'm in my Hindenberg. I recently got the Hindi. Only had one or two games with her then. And Yaku sort of mentioned, hey, you need to play your Hindi more. Now, have you ever had one of those days where it just felt like every team was stacked against you, no matter how well you did? You just literally cannot win. So, and yeah, it's this kind of felt like one of those games. Did a bit of an impromptu stream last night. Thought, yeah, this is gonna go well, etc. After like 7 losses and only 1 win at tier 5 in the Julio Cesar, I decided to call it. So I'm heading up north here. There's a bit of open water where I can kite. Usually there's a destroyer that wants to come out there and play. And with Hydro, spotter plane, decent gun arcs, and of course German HE, I could possibly make his life a little bit miserable. So yeah. Now, so last night after the stream, switched over to Surviving the Aftermath and played that for about an hour on stream. Viewership dropped immediately. People apparently like seeing me having absolute miserable games in World of Warships. Also managed to get to the Akatsuki. I sold the Shiriatsu. And promptly got torpedoed in the first match that I had in Akazuki. She moves very, very different. She's more like a light cruiser. And yeah, there's the Des Moines. First shots out the Des Moines. I'm not bothering shooting AP. The Hindenberg is a very, very good fire starter. I've had a 1 versus 1 in assault cruiser battles with Viper Velocity in his Hindenburg, and I know exactly what a pain in the ass this thing can be. And there's Goliath coming in, and unfortunately for us, the enemy team seems to be stacked with semi-unicums. There's a Stalingrad with a 60% win rate. They've got a FTG. But luckily for us, Montana dev strikes the enemy Salem. So much for the Salem superhero. And there's a daring here. On Discord, Jack Waffle called out the daring. Both myself here, the Minotaur, and Field Minotaur all shooting at him. And you can see this daring is perma-spotted by the Zed's Hydro, and it's not like radar that's a couple of seconds. Hydro lasts for a while. And I managed to kill the enemy gearing there. And at this stage we were 1 cap behind, but thinking, you know what, we're ahead on points because we've got 2 kills. This is going to be a good game. Oh, how wrong we were. Oh, how wrong we were. So I'm trying to get to the open water here to do some kiting. See the Republique. I pop Hydro. Rugumo takes out our Montana. And the Republique is a battleship I'm seeing a little bit more and more of in matches. It's making a bit of a comeback. Oof, that Goliath sets me on fire. Another one thing I really do appreciate from the Hindenburg is just the absolute railguns that it seems to have. And our Montana, this thanks FDR for the fun and engaging game experience. And to be honest, everybody will admit that the FDR is even more broken than the Manfred von Richthofen. Yesterday in a Q&A though, World of Warships was wargaming They saw nothing wrong with the Manfred von Richthofen nor the FDR, and they said no, they need to leave them in this sort of state for at least another 6 months before they can gather enough data. Or do you leave something in the same state for 6 months to gather more data? Oh, good heavens. Right, so I managed to get another fire there on the Republique. And I blow my horn here to this Thunderer to avoid me. And I start tapping speed forward. The last thing I want is both of us getting stuck or slowing down and giving the enemy team an opportunity for 2 targets instead of 1. So no speedy death pylons coming in here. Hydro's been up for a minute and a half. And between that Thunderer and Republique, there's ample targets for me to shoot. There's a Des Moines behind an island that's trying to be a sneaky bugger. So I decide, well, let me shoot at him. He seems to be moving backwards. Another salvo out at him. And that Thunderer has me in his sights. 7 hits on the Des Moines. Oof. And the Roosevelt detonates on Montana. Yeah, that thing is fair and balanced. Get a fire on the stern of the Thunderer, and he's deciding that this is a bad idea, and he is moving now behind the islands. Oof, unfortunately he gets one of those AP volleys into me and takes 19k off my health. This is very unpleasant. I have a third of my health left. But my last volley that went over, got a fire on him. The Des Moines is coming out. Oof. And now the Republique is taking shots at me. This is not pleasant. Stalingrad kills her Henri. And I can see both Field Minotaur and Jekyll desperately trying to turn B cap so that we've at least got a cap advantage. Richthofen sinks their Yamato. And this is one hell of a tough game. We got 3 of the 4 caps. That's at least good. I've only got 7,000 hit points left. Time to disengage. Time to start seeking the shelter of an island. And so far, I must say, I am really enjoying the Hindenberg. I can see myself playing her quite a bit. I do like fire starting, fairly rapid firing cruisers. The other morning in the clan battles, I was requested to play the Petropavlovsk. And I'm a decent enough Petro player, but it's not my favorite. It's not my go-to. It's not a ship that I would instantly pick if you say to me, pick any tier 10 cruiser. That probably still remains with my waifu, the Smolensk, or the Shitlensk, as Viper calls it, because it is such a broken thing. The Smolensk has lost a lot of its appeal since they changed some of the armor values, and it does not get so heavily overpinned anymore. Ooh, enemy Republic takes out ours. There's a couple of us trying to put shells onto this Republic. Hopefully the noise of my dogs playing outside doesn't carry over into the voiceover. Silly doggos. Absolutely love them to bits, but the early morning coolness for them at the moment, they are loving it. The rest of the day they're just lying under trees being dogs. Oh, and the FDR has taken an interest in me. I don't even try and vector my AA much, because it's kind of pointless. I just turn, he misses some of the bombs. There was a game yesterday where an FDR went through 2 Montanas, a Des Moines, and I wasn't sure what else, all their AA, and still bombed everything. Stalingrad takes out our Republic. Now the Stalingrad is part of CCTV. Our Worcester manages to take him down. And my thoughts on CCTV is well documented. If you want to piss off a CCTV clan player, you just ask them, hey, where's CCTV 2? And they usually get very pissed off. Because for those that don't know, CCTV 2, along with PWP, were actively caught cheating during the last season of clan battles and were disbanded as clans. Not that the accounts or anything got banned, because, hey, let's encourage cheating more. Let's just take one clan out, disband the clan, and then the users can just join another clan. Speaking of CCTV and the Stalingrad, here is coming at me in the Minotaur. Our Thunderer managed to take Moyne out, but we are now seriously behind on ships. Minotaur and myself avoid each other. He sends a rack of torps out. Start turning. I don't have the health to fight this bloody overbiased thing. My friend Field Minotaur manages to torpedo a Thunderer. And I get a fire on him. And I'm hoping I can actually herd him into those torpedoes. I give it a little bit too much broadside. There's my Confederate, and he takes me out. Of course, magically he avoids every torpedo sent to him. Actually, no, he doesn't. He takes one. And what do you know? There goes a little flare, so he's running Kuznetsov on his Stalingrad. Being a premium ship, he can move it around without any penalties. And then he takes out the Minotaur casually that was there with me. Yeah, that thing is not broken either. At the high tiers. In clan battles, you just see them stacked up. Ruguma takes out our Shimakaze. We lose our Worcester as well to this Stalingrad. He gets his Kraken unleashed. And this is just a game that was just like, what do we do? How we were winning. We were in the lead. How did we go from becoming the pigeon to, we were the pigeon to becoming the statue? So it's only Field Minotaur that's remaining here, and we're kind of on Discord. Hey, Solo Warrior. Yes, unfortunately, there's enough time, but with the ships that he's stacked up against, with Roosevelt, Stalingrad, Goliath, Ruguma, Shimakaze, there's no chance. Mina sends out some torpedoes. He's trying to just contain decap. They're circling around, but we know the FDR is going to hit him in the next few seconds, and then he is absolutely done. And this is unfortunately just after the game when I went and looked at some of the player stats, why I sometimes still maintain and I still feel this game needs skill-based matchmaking. No shit, commentator, the enemy's about to win. I'm a firm believer that this game needs skill-based matchmaking. You cannot just take the tiers and throw them together. Stalingrad takes him out, no surprise there, knew exactly where he was, even in the smoke without radar. And I look at my stats and I see only 125,000 damage. But when I look at the team score, I'm top of the team with Field Minotaur and his Summer second. And I think to myself, geez, just how bad was this team We desperately need skill-based matchmaking. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. Some days you are the pigeon, and some days you are the statue. Take care. Cheers.